to Knit One,
Part 2, episode 222.
222.
Today is September 11th. That's when we are recording. So we would just like to do a brief moment of silence.
In honor of all those who lost their lives.
Yeah. All right. We don't want to make it too long since you're watching this.
But we are remembering them.
We are. That was a bad day.
It's one of those days that if you're old enough, you'll always remember where you were when you heard the news.
Yeah.
Kind of like the Kennedy and
like
the space shuttle.
You do. I remember the space shuttle. I was in college, so.
I was in Spanish class in high school.
I was in the dorm room. We were actually watching I
was going to say, there were people who were in science watching it.
And we were watching it.
It went through the school fairly quickly.
When it happened, it was pretty awful. But 9/11 was the worst.
Oh, absolutely.
So, let's not dwell on it.
No, it's depressing.
Depressing.
Let's not get depressed. So, we have some prize. Okay. We have the shawl knit along going on.
Which
till
is
the end of September, which coincides with our shawl charity. It can be a past.
Didn't we say we were going to do it till the end of October? Or did we not? We said the end of September. Okay, I got to write that down.
So the charity is if you make anything and you want to donate it to
or if you have gently used.
Exactly. It doesn't have to be
You don't even have to knit it.
It can be crocheted, woven, or knit.
Any yarn,
wool, acrylic, cotton. It doesn't make a difference. It could have been 5 years old as long as it's gently worn and not ratty. We all know what we're talking about. So we have our knit along to coincide with that. I also was on Sort of the Knitters podcast, not Sort of the Knitter who's doing the Shawltember.
Mm-hmm.
It has to be one of his shawls, so it may not. It may not work out, and I apologize.
If you do knit one of his shawls, you could be in the monthly shawl knit along. You just wouldn't probably donate it to.
Well, you could donate it.
I guess you could donate it. I don't know how much time he does those really elaborate color work patterns. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
If that would be something.
I'm not sure, but I just thought I'd mention it out there because it may not.
But if you are in that, you could do.
If you're knitting one of his shawls, you are more than welcome to double dip on our contest.
Oh, yes.
So that's with the shawls. So it's Shawltember here as well as Sort of the Knitter. We don't care what shawl you make because we're not. Well, no, we do have a designer here. You got that one shawl.
I did 2 shawls actually.
2, that's right, you did.
But somebody bought the other one that I did for Lois's kit that I was kind of surprised because that one wasn't as popular. So I was like, I got
Ruby
Slipper Shawl.
That's the shawl that I just found.
I know.
And I fixed one hole and I washed it. I found a couple of more on the edges that I got to fix. Oh. It's just kind of, it's not even sitting in the corner. It's sitting drooped over after blocking. And I'm like, I keep looking at it. I'm like, oh, yeah, I got to do that. It's one of those that you just got to sit down. It's not going to be pretty.
No.
I mean, it's not going to be ugly. It's just...
There's no easy way to fix it so that it doesn't show. Yeah.
No, there is, because I looked up how to double stitch. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, you could
double stitch garter.
Yeah.
Which isn't that hard. It's just, at this point, I'm like, I don't care. I just want to close the hole.
Well, anyway, we got a big box in the mail from the lady that is collecting all of the...
from Webb's.
From Webb's, the lady who's collecting all of the donation shawls. And she has curated together a bunch of beautiful colors of this Hatfield yarn. It's 100% baby alpaca lace weight. And there are so many of them. I think there are 16 skeins.
There were 16 skeins.
So they're 437 yards a piece. And we thought it would be nice to pair them up in colors that went together so that you could potentially have 800 yards.
So we have 8
prizes. And we paired them up in colors that go together.
She had to do it. My thoughts.
She was color sensitive. She's not good at seeing colors visually.
No. Because what I would have put together, although I've been able to put some nice colors together very nicely.
It's not like you can't do it. You're just not really good at like organizing colors in a gradient.
No, God no.
Because you don't really understand. Your issue is with tone.
The color wheel, yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, my son was able to help me pick out nail polish that would go good because it's the opposite of the color wheel, where I'm looking at them like, yeah, okay.
But so we have 8 of those. Just a reminder, last week we received a donation of this gorgeous bag and coordinating yarn from an anonymous viewer.
Why don't we throw it in that box?
Put it in the box. And there's a skein of wool mice that I can't find, but I will find it.
It's somewhere in her house.
If I can't find it, then I guess I will have to put one of my skeins in.
No, it's got to be around somewhere.
Oh, no. This is the problem. I had to move everything out of my knitting area so that they could do the work on my house. So everything is upstairs in a big mess. It's up there somewhere. Or it might be in my cabinet. I just have to look for it.
Right.
So it'll turn up. But, so that's, 10 prizes?
10 prizes, which I think is really good.
And pretty nice prizes, so you win if you get one of them.
And obviously, if you enter in our knit along and then throw that to lease and you win on the knit along and you win on the charity,
you get
win.
2 prizes. Yeah, that's not.
We're not changing that.
No.
I got confused.
No,
which really, right now, not hard to do.
So anyway, yeah, it'll work itself out. We just want to make sure that the most people possible are able to win prizes in the charity thread. So that's how we're going to work that.
Right.
So I think that's it for shout-outs.
Yeah, because we have nothing else that's going on.
No, and I think I go first today.
I don't know.
I will go first today.
If I fall asleep, I apologize.
I don't have a lot. I did do some work on my Mr. Invested socks, and I did do the modification that I talked about last week, which is instead of doing just reverse stockinette in there, I did seed stitch, and I have to say, when I compare the two, I like the seed stitch better. I think it's prettier.
I think so too.
And
I think what distracts it. Okay, if you were working with a solid or even a tonal yarn,
then it wouldn't make a difference.
It wouldn't make a difference. So the garter stitch would look really nice, but because you're doing it in a self striping, when you do the garter stitching, you get to see that purl bump right there.
It's
that
just
most
less
people do
noticeable.
Not like.
It's less noticeable with the seed stitch because you've got the texture,
right.
I think.
I agree.
And I think it looks pretty. It's pretty.
Soft socks.
Yeah, I know. I like this knit pick stuff. It's pretty nice. So yeah, I have to do about 1/2 of a repeat more, and then I will be ready to turn for the oh look, they're almost exactly the same. Cool. That's always a surprise when it happens because I don't plan on that. But yeah, they're literally, I think they're like 2 rows off, so that's really good. That'll be handy. Maybe I'll make this foot a little bit longer so I can get the heel to look like that again. We'll see. But I'm enjoying that quite a bit. This is a paid for pattern, and like I said last time, I really enjoy it. You could probably see it better on this sock. I really enjoy it, but I am not able to keep track of where I am in the chart without following a chart on my good reader on my phone or on my iPad. It's because it's just mostly determining where you need to make these turns on the rectangle. Like, I never know where I am. And then there's kind of a complicated situation when you have 2 at the same time. You have to know how to split those
unfortunately, you're
up.
not able to read your knitting. Like in some patterns, you can read it in the sense of you know what's coming up next.
I can read my knitting. I just don't know.
I don't necessarily mean read your knitting.
I can't remember where I need to make the turn.
The zigzagula that I did.
Yeah,
you can read that.
Yeah, it's not obvious.
In your knitting, you can read it where you're like, okay, yeah, I need to do the cross front on this one because I want the zag to go this way.
It's not quite as easy. I mean, just because the little interchange thing is complicated, and knowing how many stitches. Mostly on the inside one. On the outside one, you turn the corner when you get to a certain number of stitches for the end, so you know that when you have those stitches there the next time you turn the corner. But on the outside edge, I'm sure there's a certain number too, but it's really hard to tell because it's a lot of stitches. So I just have to follow along. It's making it take a little bit longer, but I'm hoping to get this done soon. I wish I had done more on it, but that just didn't happen. And I still have Ready Arias cowl on the needle, but I didn't do anything this week, so I'm not going to show it because I was working on another project, which I will show you that later. So that's all I have. Oh, and this is the Baker Street colorway, which I really like, but again, very disappointed. You cannot tell. This is 2 different colors in this toe. That makes me irritated.
You really can't.
I really don't like how they're so close in color that it's hard to see.
You may know this already, and I'm not sure if our viewers know this. So this yarn is from Italy.
Yes.
Knit Picks gets it exclusive from Italy, and they only get 1 shipment a year. Did you know that?
Yes.
Okay.
That's why they only have it available at certain times.
Right.
So when
did you purchase these?
A few months ago.
Oh, quite a few.
Like in the spring, maybe?
So maybe next spring. Oh.
I don't know. They did it right before Christmas last year, like in November. They might do 2. They might do it twice. But because I know right before Christmas they had some, and then I didn't buy it because I thought my husband might get me some, and when he went to buy it, they had run out because it goes pretty quickly.
Right, because I remember seeing the video regarding the pronunciation on it, and they said they only get it once a year, but they get it when they get it is basically what it is. They can't control. They put it in order, and
they get it when they get it.
I don't know. When that came out, I did not see any colors that I was dying for.
Yeah.
Because, between all my yarn and stuff.
I bought 3 colorways this time because I was not getting screwed again
No,
like last time.
I don't know. If there's one that I absolutely would love, it would be one thing.
Yeah.
But there was nothing that I was
had
screaming
to get this one
because
Baker Street is a reference to Sherlock Holmes, and I love the new Sherlock Holmes show, so I really had to get this one. And then the other 2 I just like the colors on. But the yarn shipment comes when it comes, and they have a limited amount. So when the call went out, I bought this time. I wasn't going to get screwed again.
We have our apparently weekly visit from Oscar.
Yes, he likes to come and visit.
Likes to disturb me.
So that's all I have on the dance card.
All right. Me. I'm sorry. I'm a little out of it. My right here is pinched or something. It's really bothering me right now.
I hate that.
And I may have to go home and put a heating pack. So I have my Patton's Croy socks, just a vanilla toe up with the Fish Lips Kiss heel. This is my commission sock. She tried it on today.
Mm-hmm.
She says it fits fine, looking at it, because she probably doesn't know better. If I was just maybe 3 rows down with the heel, it's like, I think it's 3 rows too long.
Oh, yeah.
But otherwise, I'll keep them the same, at least for the second sock. The next one, I might go down 3 rows.
Yeah. Make them fit a little better.
Yeah, just a little bit. But maybe I shouldn't, because then she'll know that it's wrong. I don't know.
She's gonna like them. She doesn't care.
I think she
I
wished
like how
she
these
had
are
them.
like kind of the similar color.
They really are. They actually.
They're very similar.
Yeah. Mine's just marl. It's the blue-brown marl, which adds like a second thread of like a gray. And I like how this is working up. What I did is, to keep the color sequence going, I did the heel in a black, which I had.
Yeah.
I had the black. So I'm going to do that for the second sock because I have plenty of black.
Do you like this, Oscar?
I'm not sure if I'll have enough black for 2 socks.
Oh, yeah. But at least for 1.
Yeah, for the next one I will. And if I don't, I think I have leftovers from my red black marl that I can pick those.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if they'd work well. If not, I'll just go from the other end of the skein, which is what I was planning on doing.
Hi.
So, I think, so I had her try it on and see how much she wanted me to go up to. So I haven't knit much on this today. So I think what she said is it's about 3 more stripes worth. And what I did, so I cast on 68 stitches because 64 is kind of tight with me. And this is someone else. I wanted to make sure it fit well. So I did 68, just 4 more stitches. And then what I did when it came to the ribbing, because people's calves are different, I increased to 72. So 4 other stitches. Not a lot, just a little. And now I'm doing the ribbing. The ribbing will pull in. And I have never found these to fall. Have you ever found wool socks to fall?
Mine, well, I don't know. Mine usually do.
Mine don't, but that could be because I'm a bulletproof knitter.
Yeah, I'm a looser knitter. But yeah, I also use this surprisingly stretchy bind off thing, which I think.
Oh, I do too.
I should probably go in a little bit when I make mine.
But I've never had that issue, but I don't make mine.
They don't go down so far.
These aren't going to be knee socks in any which way or form.
No.
They're just going to be higher up in the calf. She said her boot ends up here and she wants them here. So they're actually going to be lower. I figured if they're too high, she can always fold them over.
Right. I don't have a problem with my socks coming all the way down.
No, good. Like underneath the shoe? No.
They just might slouch.
Which, for me, I'm fine with that. I'm a slouchy sock wearer anyways.
Child of the 80s and 90s.
Where my son pulls them all the way up, and I'm like, that's
Mine
wrong.
too.
That's
I'm
wrong.
that's like the 70s. Let's get away from that.
That's wrong. So that's, but do you wear your slouchy if you, yeah, see, I always wear mine slouchy. Right now, I'm
Pull
wearing.
them all the way up and then crush them down. That's how you do it in the 80s, ladies.
Right now I'm wearing my Rose City roller, so there is no slouchiness to it. But yeah, so that's, I still have my hat on the needles. I just
don't chew that.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize that's what he was doing.
Yeah, he likes plastic.
Yeah, I had a cat like that too. She would rub her nose on it.
He'll
so that's
eat it.
all I'm really working on is just this.
Yeah, we're boring this week.
So not only am I getting paid for this,
Yeah.
but I was getting paid while I was knitting because I was at a lot of offsites.
Score!
Yeah. So, and I got these on a good sale. I got this really on a good sale.
That's excellent. So that's all we have on the dance card are these 2 pair of socks that are almost exactly the same color. Just
I know, but it's kind of funny.
Yarn. We're in a brown-blue thing this week.
But it's funny because they feel different. Mine is definitely rugged feeling. Never mind the bulletproof.
This is like all soft.
Don't even go there with the bulletproof. It's not that bulletproof.
This is not your...
No.
This is much... He wanted some Diet Coke. This is not Sheila's. This is much more relaxed than some of Sheila's.
I have no, well, because I have not been able to do bulletproof now. My thumb just won't handle it.
So I'm impressed, actually. But mine is much more drapey, I think.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
This yarn is so soft. I love this Knit Picks yarn. Are you checking us out? Watch with my pen. Do you like that? I don't know why he does that. You're weird. So anyway, that's it for on the dance card. Rate your date. I don't have a date to rate. I already showed you. This is the one sock that I finished. Carolyn Noyes was like, didn't you already finish those socks? I'm like, no, just one.
No.
I've been knitting on them for a long time. That's probably why. But just the one.
I have nothing to rate either. No, because I already showed my other socks.
Yeah, I showed this last week, so I'm not even putting anything down. So basically, we have nothing.
Nothing. I'm hoping that maybe a project half done.
Yeah.
Oh, my shoulder's really hurting. Because I am almost done with this. And then if I cast on, I have no place as of yet to go to for my work. I did ask for other days. Like, right now, I'll talk about it in my Crushes and Heartbreaks, but I have no other place to work as of yet to knit. Not until later on this month, actually.
Well, you'll have to make knitting time. So, Whirlwind Romance.
I never have anything. So.
No. We have no dates to rate. Whirlwind Romance. I didn't do any spinning, but I was going to show that I have made a quilt. This is why I didn't get much done. It's kind of big.
So Whirlwind Romance is basically anything other than knitting.
Yeah. Because, so if you do something other than knitting, it can go in Whirlwind Romance.
Yeah, that doesn't happen.
I made this. I got to tell the story behind this. The story behind this is I was up in Maine with my friend Lois, also known as Knitting's My Bag.
Our friend Lois. She's mine too. I just don't get a
Sheila's
chance to go
friend
up there.
Nona. Lois too. Sorry, I didn't mean to make it sound like she's only my friend. And so you can see the part. Some of the part you can't really tell that I quilted this.
No, do it the other side though. But the back side.
That side I don't like.
I know,
it's
but
not as good. But yeah, I'll show you. So anyway, I'm up visiting. You can see that I did quilting on it. I was up visiting with Lois, and we went to Farmington for the day because my husband and I found this awesome bookstore there, used bookstore, when we went up for Lois's daughter's wedding last year. And we wanted to go there again because we found a lot of really good stuff. And so next door to it, there's a yarn and fabric store. So Lois and I went in, obviously. And I saw that cloth in a little plastic bag with the instructions and a picture of the quilt on it. And I was like, oh, it's a quilt kit. And all these colors are like my perfect living room colors. So I was like, it's a lap quilt. So I was like, I could put this on, I could hang it on the wall. And then I would have some buyer neutral art that would, you know. So I was like, I kind of want to get it. It was like $40. So Lois was like, I was like, I don't know. Do you think I could do that? Because I used to quilt. I learned how to quilt when I was in high school. And I quilted up until about 15 years ago. Right before I had kids. I think once we...
It takes a lot of time.
It is. And back in the day, the way that I quilted was I took a template and I traced all the pieces and then I cut them out with scissors. Now they have like this rotary cutter thing, and I'm sure they probably had it back then, but I couldn't.
They've had it for a while. My mom used to have it.
So I never had that stuff. I never knew anything about it, and I didn't ever know that I could quilt on a machine. I used to tie with the threads. So I spent the $40 and I got the quilt. And then I was like, I wonder where I could have somebody quilt it for me, machine quilt it, because I like the way that looks. And Lois was like, you can do it on your own machine. And I was like, I think you need to have a special long arm quilting machine.
I'm being replaced by Oscar.
And Lois is like, no, you can get a special foot for your regular sewing machine. Most sewing machines have them, and you can do free motion quilting. So I was like, I did not know that. So the long story short is I came home from that trip. I cut, it's basically a strip design. It was so easy with the rotary cutter. You're just like, zit, 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 and you have all your pieces. I think it took me like 20 minutes to cut out all the pieces. I, of course, made a mistake and had to order more cloth because I didn't measure twice and cut once. I measured once and cut wrong. And the funny thing is when I got the replacement cloth, the first piece that I cut out, I made the exact same mistake. But fortunately, I had plenty cloth at that point because I had to buy half a yard. So anyway, I got it all pieced together. I looked online. Sure enough, there's a free motion quilting foot. I bought that for my machine. I bought the rotary cutter and the mat. I bought a bunch more bobbins and a bobbin case. I bought
that was supposed to be inexpensive.
Quilting gloves so that I can push everything through. Yeah. I have invested so much in this now that it's like a $500
you gotta continue
thing.
quilting.
Well, I started another quilt for my daughter. So I have about a third of the pieces sewed together. And so I will do it more. I would really like my husband to get all the stuff out of the upstairs that we moved so that I can set up a permanent area up there so that I don't have to do it in the dining room. It would just be easier. I have to keep moving my stuff and putting it away and then bringing it back out. But I should be done with this quilt by next week. I don't know about the binding. I've never put binding on a quilt before, so I have to look up how to do that. Anyway, that is what I'm doing. And if you really love this cloth, you can't get it because it's all discontinued, which I found out when I needed to order more. This was the cloth that I needed to order more of. So, but I've enjoyed this quilt. It's from the Camelot yarn, Camelot cloth, Camelot
Maybe they
fabric.
can find the kit.
The pattern is a free pattern on Camelot fabric. And it's called Boxed In or something like that.
I could see that.
And it's really easy because it's just all strips. And the quilt that I'm doing, the second one that I already started, is also, that one I did from Fat Quarters. I'll show that another time because this is not the quilting show. So anyway, yeah, that's what I got sidetracked with this past week. What are you looking at? Mommy? Hi! Are you looking at me? Now he's biting the computer. He was looking at me in the computer like, honey, don't do that.
Ask her you need to leave.
Or lay down.
You've overextended your stay.
I know. So anyway, yeah, that's been taking up a little bit of my time, just trying something new. I'm one of those people. So anyway, that's it for the quilting.
That's it for the quilting portion of our show.
Hopefully there will not be a lot of quilting. I don't know what. I just got sucked into it. That kit was so pretty, and it was like gray and aqua, which is like the color of my living room, and I was just like, in a flash, I was like, I could make that for the wall. That's how it happens, folks.
That's how you get suckered in.
Well, I already had a lot of this stuff, just not the...
Can you pick him up?
Come on, baby.
I can't because I'll end up sneezing.
It's time to be done. So anyway,
if you're new to the show, this is really not what happened.
No, this was a very long. Did he just knock something on the ground?
No, you did.
Where is it?
It's the sock blocker that you just dropped.
Oh, I thought it was my phone. Okay, I don't even know what's going on. All right. Anyway, that's it for the quilting portion of our show.
Future dates.
Future dates. My future date. I brought the yarn down. I am going to start the sweater. This is my, now I can tell you exactly what it is. Polar Vortex colorway, which I love because that's why we had such a crappy winter last year.
And this time it's going to be El Nino.
Yeah, I know, and I don't even know what that means. Is it just going to be rainy or is it going to be snowy?
It's going to be snowy.
Oh, well, I have a new roof, so bring it on.
We won't go there for me.
Superwash Merino worsted. This is 184 yards, and it's diabolical yarn, and I love this. It reminds me of Tosh worsted.
Yeah.
It's amazing. This is what I'm going to knit my sweater out of. And let's see if I can show you her business card. There we go. She sells fiber, yarn, and soap. She's also awesome. Hi, Rachel.
She also sells those little ring counters.
She does. She does. She has a bunch of stuff in her shop. You should check her out. Her shop, it doesn't say. There's no shop website on here. It's Diabolical Yarn. You can go on Etsy or on, she has a regular website too.
DiabolicalYarn.com.
Yeah, I think so. And yeah, I'm going to make I can never remember the name of the sweater that I'm going to make, but I will tell you.
You gotta get going, girl.
I know. You know what it is?
Oh, I'm sorry.
I just am not in the mood to start knitting this project.
It's been really hot.
It's been really hot, and I just can't get on board with it. What I needed to do is I needed to bring the yarn downstairs and get it near where I am so that
You need to have it in your face.
I do. I need, because it's so easy for me to go, I'll just work on something else because that yarn is upstairs in the basket. So now it's downstairs, and I will start working on it. No, just one skein.
But now it's going to get wound.
Well, I'm going to wind it today. I think I'm going to wind all of it today. Just have it all wound up, and then I'll put it in a sweater bag and be done with it.
All in a day.
So, yeah, my future date is my Rhinebeck sweater. Hopefully I will be able to finish it by Rhinebeck. I'm a pretty fast sweater knitter. It's worsted weight, and this is a plain sweater that's not fancy or anything. But I don't know if I'm going to have to mess with the pattern. There have been some negative reviews of the pattern. I hand me your thing. Let me look up what it is. I can't remember what it is.
All right.
Tide by Courtney Spainhour. Here, you tell your...
Well, my future date is on my iPad. That's the problem.
Oh, okay. Well, you tell your future date, and then...
Why won't that? Okay. So my future date, I have been knitting the Color Affection shawl slowly, very, very
And she already
slowly.
has one, so this is her second Color
So it was my
Affection.
second one. I thought I liked it. I don't know what I was thinking. Because really, I don't.
She's not in love with the second time.
Well, you know what it is I haven't been into big knitting lately.
Yeah.
I've been into the sock knitting, and I kind of like it that way. But, you know, I have all these beautiful colors. So I decided that I'm going to stick with Vera Valimaki, but I'm going to do her Happy Street shawl, which I think will be better because it's short rows? No. More frequent short rows?
Yeah.
That sound better?
Happy Street?
Happy Street by Vera Valimaki. Of
Make
course,
it brighter.
A lot of people did
Oscar,
the colorway that she shows the pattern on, which is a very pretty colorway. It's not. I'm doing this all by stash. So here it is. It's
like
pink
that.
and grays. So I'm using the same colors of my Color Affection in my t-shirt bag, but instead, if you could hold that up, instead of the gray, where I started with my gray here, I'm going to do it as red and alternate with the gray and the blue.
I think that'll be very pretty.
And because what I really want is I want the red to end, and it should be able to. Yeah, it should be.
Well, that'd be pretty.
Although I have 325
the gray,
meters, so I should have 350 yards.
I think that'll be pretty. I think if you made red and gray stripes with the blue background, that would look more...
See, this is why I need to talk to Wendy.
That would
so
look
you
more
think
like,
the blue should be where the light gray is?
No. I think the red should be where the light gray is. And the blue and the gray are the stripes.
Yeah,
like
that's what it...
Yes, I was trying to say that if you had put the blue there and did gray and red as a stripe, then it would look very American flag.
Yeah, I don't want that.
No, this will make it less American flag.
That's what I thought. That's what I was thinking.
I think it'll be pretty.
So, this is going to become, hopefully, my football knitting. Because football is a long game. I like football. I have no problem with football. So football is going to be a long game. And I purchased the pattern already. Couldn't even remember. So I looked at the pattern, and there's no make one left, make one right.
Yeah.
If anyone has done her Color Affection, there's certain ways of doing increases that can kind of get confusing, and you can kind of lose your place as to where you are.
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about. I don't want to give anything away, obviously, because it is a pay-for pattern. This is not like that. It's very straightforward. I did notice that some people still added the extra yarn overs for the tightness.
Right.
So we'll go from there. But, again, it comes down to I have to wind these. Nothing's going to get done unless they're wound. I was also looking at other colors that I have in my stash because I do have other solids, and I'll check with Wendy to get her take on it. We'll go from there. But that's my future date, as well as socks. Always socks.
I'm just quickly trying to find the sweater that I'm making.
I'd also like to finish my ski mask that is on the needles. I really need to stick to one pattern. Also, I have that other pair of socks that I gotta finish.
Yeah.
Remember my double knit from the sock blank? Yeah, I gotta do that. I won't be doing it again. I don't think I'll use that sock blank. I have another sock blank. I'll use that for something else.
The sweater that I'm gonna do
Pretty.
is called now I can't remember, Waking Tide Pullover by Courtney Spainhour. And it's gorgeous, but as I read the...
is that lace or is it...
It's a textured lace.
Okay.
As I read the comments on this, I see that there have been some problems with the yoke of the sweater. Some increased problems. Some people
felt... Is it bottom up?
It's bottom up.
Okay.
So I might have to rewrite some of the yoke to get it to lay flat. Some people have had a lot of wrinkling, and I'm gonna make a much higher neck than that. I don't like a neck that low. I don't want one that's going to slide off me. So I might have to rework the top of that sweater a little bit. So I don't know how long that's going to take me. But the rest of it is just like plain stockinette. And I'll just make it, I'll custom fit it to my pear-shaped body so that...
Yeah, that does kind of sit. Even on the sample page, that kind of sits weird. It almost looks like it's been on a coat hanger too long.
Yeah, it's... I think that the decreases probably...
Happen too quickly?
Maybe. Because they're probably trying to get to a certain number. They don't have a long way to increase before they start the neck. I think that if I take the number of stitches and I take the neck size that I want to have, I'll be able to make it like a less radical increase. I'm hoping. But that's one complaint that people had about it. I guess another issue that people have had is that the lace pattern is off center in the front, so they've had to like move it over by a couple of stitches. So I like to read everything that I can about the pattern before I start knitting it, just, so that I kind of have an idea of what's happening.
Right.
And I'm lucky because I have set up some, what do you call those, spreadsheets, so I can resize the top if I want to make a different neck line, which I will. I might have a wider neckline, like I might not make it be a crew neck. It might be a little bit of a boat neck, but I'm not going to have it as wide as it is on there. I don't like that. It's not that warm.
Sorry.
So anyway, that's what I'm doing.
You want something closer to the throat.
Yeah, I want it closer to throat.
I see.
I don't like some of the wide neck stuff that they have, and also when you I have no words today. It's like I can't remember words. When you work sizes for plus sizes, what is a nice, charming little boat neck on the smaller sizes, if you're not careful or make adjustments, it can end up being really huge on the larger sizes because sometimes people grade sweaters proportionally. Like if it's 36 stitches, they just proportionally increase it, but people's bodies don't do that. So I'm always wary of a boat neck sweater. I have to see how many stitches there are, because sometimes when you get to that size, you'll end up with this huge shapeless sweater. I did one like that a few years ago, and I had to rip it back and reknit the whole top because it was just way too big for my body. So I don't know if that's true with this, but people have, a lot of people have adjusted that collar. So I'm just guessing that I'm going to have to do it. And the length. A lot of people have adjusted the length, which I probably would do anyway. But that's my thing. I got to start that up. I have all the yarn already. Rachel from Diabolical custom dyed it for me last year.
Just got to wind it.
So that's it for future dates. Baubles and Bling. I broke down and I ordered... Surprise. Well, there's, it's so funny. I got this from Knitting Is My Bag. She had like a little update and I got sucked into it. And when I saw this, I just love the black cat. It reminds me of Oscar.
It does.
And I love how Halloween-y it is. And Sheila and I had just decided that we were going to do Halloween sock knit along. And she had her
This is from Simply Sock
last year.
Yarns. It came with the pumpkin chunking.
Right.
But I'm doing the Frankenhen. And you're doing...
I'm doing the Bride of Socktober. Bride of Frankenhen socks. That's what we're doing.
And neither one of us are ready to cast on.
No, not yet. So we decided we're going to do that. She had this nice thing. I was going to pull out my Victorian Creepy Lady bag.
Yeah, I remember that.
I'm going to put my sweater in the Victorian Creepy Lady bag until it gets really big. So that's my plan.
Oh, all right.
But when I saw this and the combination of the black cat and the fact that you had your Halloween bag, I was like, I want to have a Halloween bag. So I bought it. And the funny thing is, when I buy bags from Knitting in My Bag, I almost always buy drawstrings.
Right.
Those are my favorite of her bag style. This one didn't come in a drawstring, but I had to have it. So I ordered it zipped. And I had to laugh because Lois put a note in the bag and she wrote zipper question mark, because I always tell her, you know, she's like, I'm gonna make you a bag, what do you want? I'm like, make sure it's drawstring. And I was like, no, this was all about the
pattern.
The pattern.
Excuse me.
It was all about the fabric.
Can I I've never seen her zipper bags.
I love.
That's big. Now, is there different size zipper bags, or is it only one
I don't
size?
know, because I don't buy them, but this is like the medium bag, but in a zipper.
Nice.
I know.
Hello.
And I like how they're nice and flat on the bottom, so they stand up.
Yeah, they are nice.
And this is a coordinating fabric on the inside and on the bottom.
She does good work.
She does do some good work, and she will do even better work if she has those cheater needles. I'm telling you, those things rule. I don't know who made those up and why I didn't know about them until now.
Because you're not a sewer.
I guess that's true. I love those things. I'm going to use them from now on. So anyway, that was one bauble and bling. And then Sheila and I were gifted something by an anonymous viewer.
Hold on. Sorry, I'm unwinding my color affection.
We both got these
lovely bags from Tika bags?
Tika bags. French-inspired, American-made.
So they got oilcloth on the bottom so that if for some reason you dump it in a thing of water,
or if something spills in your bag. Yeah. Mine is monkeys.
Mine is owls. So we thank this person. There was no note to it, but we kind of figured based on the bag whose is whose.
Yeah, this is cute because it's got like one of those little clips so you can clip it. And it's a drawstring. This is the inside of my bag. It's polka dot.
Mine, I think, is the black. Yeah, the swirls.
And I really like this batik cloth on the outside.
Oh, yeah, okay. I remember this.
Yeah.
From Lara.
Yeah, Lara had that. And it came with yarn.
We did switch the yarn, though.
We did switch the yarn because she's more of a red person and I'm more of a green.
We had to learn a little bit something about this yarn. So this is Regia's Perfect.
There you go.
Mine color is 7123 and yours is 7121.
Great color names.
We had to look this up because it says on the bottom, quite simple, with the yellow starter thread, 2 identical socks from one ball. So we had to look it up.
Patterned in a certain way.
Of course, now if we had taken the sleeves off, we would have been able to understand. Yes. The instructions are on the sleeves. So what you do is you pull and you cut the yellow yarn.
You pull the yellow yarn and
it's made for cuff down.
Yes.
So if you can see the picture.
There you go.
It's a different color cuff.
Blue cuff.
Yeah, it looks more purple, but I could be wrong.
Big blue stripe. And then the foot has a big blue stripe.
And mine is brown.
I like the patterning.
It's very... Oh, jeez.
You just have to...
Okay.
Here.
I got it right there.
There you go. I like that.
So, and then I guess inside, actually, if you look at it, there's an outside and an inside. So I suppose if you wanted to do 2 at a time. So the first one you pull from the outside, the second one you pull from the inside, I believe.
And what happens is you knit the whole sock and then you just do the other yellow thread to get the other end and it will make the same sock.
Exactly alike.
It's kind of cool. It is, in fact, new. It says new.
It's 75.25, I think.
And it says right on here, not free.
Yes. 75. Oh, really?
That's what it says. Not free.
75% virgin wool, 25% polymade, which
I love me some Regia.
Regia is a good sturdy sock yarn, kind of similar to Patton's Croy.
Yeah, it's a nice one. But I think it's interesting. I thought the yellow was a part of the
I did too.
colorway, and then Sheila was like, "Hey, wait! It says right here, yellow starter thread." So we had to look it up because we didn't bother to look at the ball band. I guess maybe the little hands pointing should have told us, like, look behind here or something.
Just says start here, and that's where my thread was connected.
Yeah, right. Mine has moved over a bit, but it was like right here.
Wow, so easy. Perfect. Wow. So perfect.
Perfect. Oh, yeah, I see that. The inside gives explicit instructions, so.
You cut the yellow yarn.
Yeah. You don't incorporate the yellow yarn
It says
in
pull
the
the
sock.
yarn from the center of the skein, cut off yellow starter thread, cast on stitches as you would normally. With color 1, knit the ribbing for the cuff. At start of color repeat, knit the cuff for approximately 18.5 centimeters. So this is a cuff down.
Yeah.
Until the narrow stripe of the color repeat has been completed. Then work the heel. Which is going to be interesting because people do heels differently. This, it's hard to see what it looks like. Doesn't look like it's a regular heel though, but I could be wrong. No, it must be. Instead of doing like a fish lips kiss heel.
I don't know. It kind of looks
Continue
like a
as you would
heel.
normally until the sock is the desired length. So at that point, it goes into a stripe, and then at that point, it's the generic pattern that you see because obviously every foot is a different size.
Yeah.
For the second sock, unwind yarn to the yellow starter thread and cut it off. Work second sock same as first sock.
Second
The
sock,
result?
Same as the first.
The result, 2 identical socks.
That's kind of cool.
And it also gives you sock sizes, roughly.
Oh.
Of course, European.
Oh, wow.
Sorry.
Because this is made in Germany.
Yes. Yes, it is. So, don't know when this will be cast on. We got other things to do, but it will be interesting. We'll have to try and do them together.
I know. It's kind of exciting to. I'm interested in how it works out.
I really like the bag too. So thank you very much, person.
It's so cute. Thank you, anonymous viewer, for giving us a lovely treat. I love my monkeys.
I like the owls. I do like your monkeys, though. They are cute.
They're cute. I love them. So that was a good.
That's a mutual bubble and bling. I have
Crushes
one
and
more.
Heartbreaks.
I have one more.
Oh, you have one?
I do. So everyone knows that I am knitting a pair of socks for my coworker. I'm actually knitting 2 pairs of socks for my coworker. And I went to, not AC Moore, Joann's with the coupon, and I got the other color. So I'm doing I was looking at other colors, but they didn't have much of a selection, but I'm doing the brown rose marl, which is basically the same. What did I do? Put it away? Oh. Same as this one, but instead of browns, grays, and blues, it's roses, grays, and tan?
Yeah.
I can't tell the light.
It's brown, gray. Well, it's like brown and rose.
It's very light brown. It's not like this dark brown.
No.
It's very light brown. I think she'll like those colors a lot.
I think she will too. It's pretty.
It is pretty. I was contemplating getting the one that's on the ball band. But.
Oh, yeah, I have socks out of that.
Yeah. I was almost tempted to buy them for myself, and I said, no, put it away.
You have enough sock yarn!
I do. So, that was my other bubble and bling.
Cool.
I think that's it. Yeah, because I showed my bag.
Yeah, I think that's it.
And I've decided I was contemplating about when to use that bag. I think I might just use it when I'm knitting socks that rock.
Oh, that'd be cool, because then you'd be a notorious knitter.
Yep. And I found, I think I was questioning last week where my stitch markers were from the skein that I used. I found them. So I put it in, I think I put it in the bag. So what I can do is get all the stitch markers and get my little notions kit ready for that, because I got the tape measure. I mean, it's basically a bag ready made like what you do.
Yeah.
I got the tape measure, and I'll put maybe baby scissors in there.
Oh, yeah.
I don't need scissors too much, but I do need a needle.
Yeah. And that'll fit right in there. So
oh, yeah, absolutely. So I'll have my whole bag ready for whenever I'm ready to knit socks that rock. Cool. Except for my Halloween.
Because the Halloween one has to go.
And a Halloween bag. Yes. So
I love my cat bag. I think it's cool.
I like my little...
I like yours too.
Trick-or-treaters,
It's like cute Halloween-y people.
It is cute and Halloween-y. It's trick-or-treaters.
I know, I like it.
Haunting candy.
Who made that bag?
Let me see if there's a name. There's a little black bead on this, which is nice too. Bird leg bags, which I think we've got.
Oh yeah, we've given those away.
Which is nice. It's got the little thing here, and you got it's a very nice zipper.
It's very nice.
Very nice.
There's nothing on my zipper. Lois, take note.
I think Lois is gonna hit you.
Probably. Crushes and Heartbreaks. we're running late, so I'm going to make it really brief. Thank you for everybody who gave me good wishes and thoughts for my uncle, but he did pass away this week. He had another heart attack, and he was at that point. He went too far. He was on full life support. He was an organ failure. He was non-responsive, and there was just nothing they could do. So
That's a shame.
It's been hard. He's only 12 years older than me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because he's my mom's youngest brother. So he just turned 61. It's very young to die from heart failure, heart disease. And unfortunately, in my family, 2 of my mom's siblings have heart problems. That uncle that died and my aunt. My mom and her oldest brother don't have those issues. But, you know, he'd had been in poor health before, but, you know, he rallied and we really kind of thought he was going to pull through. But it just didn't happen.
That's a shame.
So that's been hard. It's hard on my mom. It's her baby brother. It's even hard on my dad. It's the first time in my family that a sibling-aged relative has died. So it's tough. But I thank everybody for their nice wishes, and it is what it is. So that happened. That's a heartbreak, obviously. And I don't really have any crushes this week. It's been really busy. That's all I'm going to... Well, I had my physical, and I don't have anything wrong with me, so that's good.
That's always good.
Yeah, so I guess that's my heartbreak.
No, that would be a crush.
Oh, that's my crush. Sorry. I don't even know. I thought I was saying crush.
So my crushes and heartbreaks, besides having a kitty face in my face on the screen.
I know.
Oh my gosh, Oscar. Pay attention to me. Pay attention to me.
I know.
So Zachary had a hearing aid appointment, or audiology appointment. If anyone's not aware, he does wear hearing aids. Has since pretty much day one. Not quite, but close enough.
Yeah.
We found out that his right ear is getting slightly worse in one component. We have a reschedule in November to see if that's going to duplicate the testing. I didn't realize it's been 2 years since he's been tested. I'm like, ooh, shame on me. But here's the difference. I didn't get reprimanded in any way.
Yeah.
When I did that with the ear, nose, and throat person that I went to, I got reprimanded. I'm like, sorry, but life happens.
I know. It's not like
I'm doing it deliberately. It's just...
I know. And when your kid is well...
You don't think
there's less urgency to deal with that issue. You deal with the ones where he's not well.
Considering my son has like 7 people he follows on a regular basis, follows up with on a regular basis. So she was very happy to see him. She almost didn't recognize him because, 2 years and long hair makes a world of a difference. She did say that understanding him was a lot easier this time.
I think his speech has gotten clearer.
But she does want me to have him evaluated with the hard of hearing people through Waltham, Children's in Waltham. I'm like, okay, she goes, at our leisure, so I'll probably do it next year when I'm not crazy with other things going on. And that way I can get a report from them and say to the school, this is what we need if what they're providing him is not adequate enough.
Yeah, I think that's a good plan.
So I'm like, okay, I can do that. Another crush or heartbreak. So it's been over 12 weeks since I've heard since we put our deposit in for our construction.
That was going to be 3 to 5 weeks.
And then 3 to 5 weeks. And then 3 to 5 weeks. So my husband and we actually tried calling another person. He's never gotten back to us.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. I actually texted him and he said, I'm looking at it, and he never got back to us. So I'm not going to force the issue. I sent out an email today stating basically how we've been waiting for over 12 weeks. The last time I've heard from somebody has been over 4 weeks when we were quoted 3 to 5 weeks.
Right.
I said, we're getting to the point where we're getting into some colder weather soon, possibly. Yeah. Who knows? But it's September already.
Yeah, I mean, there could be damage on top of damage if it doesn't get fixed.
And I stated, if you cannot do this, then please refund our $500 back, and we will find someone who can. Guess what? I got a phone call this afternoon. Now, I had sent this guy two other emails earlier.
Yeah.
Since this whole thing has been going on, and I got no reply.
But when she asks for her money back,
he says, so-and-so and so-and-so will call you next week. Because it is Friday, I understand that. One of the people called me right before we started to record, and they want to squeeze us in next week.
What a surprise.
What a surprise. I have to confirm with my husband that maybe he can take one day off to at least get them started. They said we don't have to be there, but we're a little iffy about that. I mean, it is...
You kind of want to get a feeling for who's working in your house.
At least for a day or two.
Because I was there the full time the first couple of days my guys were in, and once I kind of
I mean, the good thing is I do have one of the days off next week because it happens to fall on my weekend that I work, which is this weekend. I don't have that day off until Thursday, and a portion of it has to be in Boston. That's one of my heartbreaks, is I've noticed that all my days off will now revolve around Zachary's appointments for the next 2 months. Yeah. Because I only get basically 2 weekdays off in a month, roughly.
Yeah.
So I have to schedule all his appointments, and my boss has been very accommodating, and I think I actually did ask for the 19th of November off, and that's his follow-up from his hearing. They really can't say anything. I have a sick kid. I don't have a sick kid. I have a chronic medical condition kid.
He's not really ill.
No, I wouldn't call him ill or sick at all. So it's just funny how when you threaten them...
Oh, I told Sheila I don't think they have the $500 to pay you back.
They probably don't.
So
which
they're
is
like,
sad.
crap, we better do her work before she sues us.
Because I think I would have right to ask for it back.
Oh,
I mean, and I said the last message I got was over 4 weeks ago. I have the voicemail on it.
Yeah, because I know when I gave my contractor my deposit,
yours was with them
2.5 weeks, 3 weeks later, we did the work. And that was a week before the date he said he was going to do the work.
Yeah, it's very frustrating. I understand they're busy, but I kind of want to say to them, where am I on the list? Did you put me on the bottom? Because we started ours before you started yours. And that's
way before.
Yes.
You got your contract.
We got our claim
February,
and everything. Yeah, we got our claim in at the end of February, early March, and I think we put our deposit in April. So that makes it over 12 weeks.
I didn't even start interviewing contractors until April because it took so long for my insurance company to get
our insurance company came out, gave us a flat rate, contracted with this construction company. They came out and said, we need actually like $2,000 more. And I'm like, yay, this is going to happen soon. Yeah, no, apparently not. And so I was getting ready to say, what? That's why I said, if you don't want to do the job, let us know and we'll get someone else. Just let us know.
Yeah.
Because there are times when people, I wanted to know why we were put on the bottom when we shouldn't have been put on the bottom.
I don't know. It seems weird to me. I was worried that my contractor would end up not being able to do me until far later just because it took us so long to deal with my insurance company about the extra money because we needed like an extra $1,000 after he saw what, because the people come in and they look at it and they inspect, but when they start like ripping or looking behind the stuff, like when you get a contractor, they come and look, they find more stuff sometimes or issues that
right, and this is why we really wanted to stick with the contractor that the insurance company has an account with, so to speak, because if the contractor finds something, which they did, we got the check within about a week or two. So I find it funny that when we finally threaten them, we get things done. But I was kind of threatening them last time, but apparently they must have relooked at this stuff and said, "Ooh, yeah, that's probably not good."
I think they lost your paperwork or something got shuffled wrong. You know what I mean? It doesn't make sense that you paid them a deposit.
Well, no, we've been in contact briefly with them. At one point we thought we could do the second week of August, at least for most of it. And then, no one ever got back to us. That's what I'm not liking, is the fact that no one ever got back to us. And then when the guy came in to verify that the work still what work needed to be done, and basically tell us that we need to move all that stuff away, like the small stuff, the knick-knack stuff. They'll move the bureaus. He's so funny. Who is that? Oscar?
That's Oscar.
Oh.
He sees Jack outside.
Oh,
He doesn't like
see.
it when people are outside. He wants them to be inside with him.
We saw them in August, and that's when they said that they wouldn't be able to do it when we wanted them to. And I called the person who was supposed to organize it, and I'm not happy with her. I mean, unfortunately, they will not be getting good reviews with me on time frame. Let's see how their work goes. We'll go from there.
Yeah. I'm sorry that Nando didn't get back to you, but...
I'm sure he's busy.
Yeah.
And now it's kind of like at this point we'd be in a similar situation with no matter who we went to because now you have a time limit. You have basically 2 months before the weather starts getting bad.
I basically hired Nando in May, and we said it was probably going to be August then. I gave him the deposit in June once I got the final check, and then... It was the end of June, and then 3 weeks later, or whatever it was, he started the job. But he had us on his list since
I just
May.
think somehow we got on the bottom of their list. Maybe because we're in Massachusetts and they're in New Hampshire. I'm not sure, but it's like, how many people were ahead of us? It couldn't have been that many, is all I'm going to say. The problem also is Cam and I, we're not going to say anything. Maybe when the job is done and we get a final talk through it, we'll tell them what we have, because obviously you're not going to say something while they're in your house doing things, because then it's not going to get done right. It's kind of like you don't say anything to the waiter who's serving your food, because God only knows what is now in it. But at some point we will voice our opinion, and and I did pretty good with the email, firm but not bitchy. Pardon me on that one, but we'll see.
It's stressful to get this arranged. This has stressed me out since February when we got the damage. It just has been, and I hope that with a new roof, we're not going to have this damage repeated this year. I'm going to be so panicky every time it snows. I'm going to be like, get out there with the brush. Go. Actually, we're going to put the stockings with the melt stuff up on our roof before it even snows.
Well, we have one of the electrical stuff. And,
you need to just...
keep it on as soon as no matter what Cam says about the electric. I think also we don't have a roof rake. We need to invest in one.
Yeah, get one now before they.
Well, that's what I was saying. They probably don't have them out now, but come as soon as they do it, which is typically around October.
At
November.
least in that bad area where that.
Well, the good thing with us is, so the way our house is we have a 2-bedroom cape, so that we have a roof like this and a roof like this. This is an addition, so we can climb onto this easily.
Yeah.
And then once we get onto that, then we can scrape the other, and then, it'll be a step type of deal, but at least our other side is steeper where we don't seem to have problems with that. Where we have our main issue is where the addition meets the old house.
Right.
So the other side we have no issues. And one of them has a rubber roof, so
that's the stuff that we had put on ours, and
that's just because it's like this. It's not a roof. It's
flat.
Yeah, kind of flat, not quite flat, but flat.
Yeah, that's what now in Massachusetts. It's required by law that they put ice dam barrier 6 feet up on your roof. So, as long as ice dams form less than 6 feet up on our roof,
most people should be fine.
We should be fine, but I'm not taking any chances this year because it just stressed me out and wrecked my whole year worrying about getting that done. So anyway, that's a heartbreak and maybe a crush if it gets done.
We'll find out. I mean, and my husband and I were just talking. We had to take a little break for some things. There's going to be certain questions, you're going to squeeze us in, but are you squeezing us in for a week or are you squeezing us in for 2 days here and 2 days there? Because you can't live like that. I mean, luckily for us, it's not really any like major stuff. I mean, it's one of our rooms. That whole room has to be replaced and repainted. And, now we got to talk about paint colors and stuff. No.
You want to borrow my paint chips?
No, they'll probably have their own, which would probably be better off to use because that's the type of paint they'll use. You know.
Oh, my guy had me pick my colors, and then I went to Home Depot and
I don't know. We'll find out. I mean, they're not going to be painting next week. I know that for a fact.
Yeah.
So.
But the painting, that'll actually be the quickest part of the job.
Yeah, it's the plastering. They got to replace a lot of plaster, a lot of triboard.
Yeah, she has a huge. I had a section replaced that was probably 3x3 in my ceiling.
Mine's a lot worse.
Hers is way worse. Yeah, I had to have plasterwork done on my entire ceiling, but I only had to have that 3x3 foot square replaced.
We have a lot more of that.
She has quite a bit more ceiling damage than that, and it's on the wall too. It's like
that's I think my major concern is the wall, the ceiling here. It's the supporting beam. I'm hoping that didn't get water damage like mold, and because that's what I said to the contractor when I talked to him earlier is, we might have my husband there just so that when you guys start demolishing, we can see what's there, because even though I live nearby to where I work, it is not easy for me to get there because I have to take a shuttle into work.
Right.
If things are going on, maybe I can try and talk and kind of sneak in and park at the place where I work. I know a lot of the people who I work with already do that, so, God forbid something happens. But I don't know, we'll figure it out.
It'll work itself out, and hopefully it'll be done before Christmas, and then you can start 2016. I just feel like 2016. Remember, we had another year a few years ago that was just a really crappy year.
You had a bad year. I've had off and on bad years, depending on Zachary. Really.
No, 2015 has been a crappy year. I just think it's been crappy. It was the year that we spent tons of money on stuff.
Yeah, see.
Things just kept breaking down.
I would really like to win. It's funny because I talk about this to Cam. I'd like to win the lottery, but it doesn't have to be like the $1 million. I'd be happy with like maybe $5,000 just to get us over like a little bump. I'd be happy with that. We just got, stuff to do.
This is the year that everything broke.
As much as I love my Blue Moon, I'm kind of regretting spending the money on the club because that money could have gone elsewhere. Not that it would have made much of a damage or dent is what I'm thinking.
Speaking of which, I have yarn on my D-Stash page. I don't know if I ever officially said that.
No, I don't think you did.
I have wool mice. I have a couple more skeins. 2 of them got bought, but I have a couple of other skeins for sale. So if you're interested in wool mice, go on my... if you
D-Stash.
go on my...
Project.
It's not project. If you go on my...
Person page or...
Stash.
Yeah.
And look search by for sale or... Trade or for sale.
There's a little tab too that says...
There's a tab, yeah. You can see what I have. I got to update it because I sold 2 skeins and I think I only wrote down that one of them was sold.
I was able to I haven't yet, but I put on Instagram free to a loving home. Somebody claimed it.
Oh, good. Yeah, that yarn.
I just haven't sent it yet. I apologize. I hope she can find something nice to knit with.
It's nice yarn.
It is nice. It just, I've tried, 3 different projects?
Gossip and Innuendo.
That was Gossip. Oh, Gossip and Innuendo.
There are a couple events coming up on the 19th. I will not be attending those because I will be in North Carolina. Thank goodness.
And the 19th is my birthday.
Talk like a pirate day.
It's my birthday.
Talk like a pirate day.
So next week is my birthday.
That's right.
I will be officially 45.
You're wicked old.
I am wicked old. Everybody tells me at work. Actually, a lot of people at work say, "You're that old?" Because I don't look that old. And I had a nice woman compliment me on my hair the other day.
That's nice.
A couple of people did today because I was wearing it down for a little bit. Every now and again, it gets kind of hurtful. I was having it down, and it's wavy.
Yeah.
Doesn't look good right now, but...
Because it's kind of straight and kind of wavy?
But that's how my hair is. That's why I wear it up most of the time.
Because you got just the end curls?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, this was just putting it up wet, and this is how it came out to be. And it doesn't look really good right now, but it's kind of blonde. I mean, I do have an excuse sometimes when I say my blonde is showing.
Hey, it kind of matches my blonde.
Yeah, but mine's natural.
Mine's mostly gray.
Oh, this is too. This isn't gray. This is white. I mean,
Yeah.
right, like there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Parts
that's-
of this are just white. And that's my actual white hair. So, anyway.
All right. On that note.
So, the things that are going this weekend, we're not going to go to them. You're not going, are you?
I gotta work, so.
She has to work. I'm not going to be in town. We may not record the week that I am out of town. I don't know if I'm going to bring.
I doubt it.
I don't know if I'm going to bring my laptop with me or not. It depends on what the kids might need for school. If I bring it, I might record, but this is the year where I'm giving myself permission not to record.
Well,
if
I was
it
gonna
doesn't
say every time we've
been
away, you've recorded in the past. This year, I think it is.
This year has been too stressful. I just feel like anytime that I get a break, I just want to take a break. I don't want to deal with it. Sorry about it.
Sorry, guys. We do appreciate you guys watching us, but please understand that we do have a life that sometimes is beyond our control. That's my son. He's coming home from a practice. Coming home from a game.
Oh.
Freshman high school soccer is kicking his tail.
Well, good. That's good for him.
Yes, it is.
Other than that, I think the next thing coming up is Rhinebeck.
Yep. And
there might be the Southern Adirondack thing. That's either this coming weekend or it's before Rhinebeck. There might be one other event in between. I'm not going to whatever that other event is.
So I talked to my husband. He wants to go visit his grandmother in October. And I told him, I said, I have two things going on. Never mind the fact that I am working one of those weekends.
Yeah.
So you need to tell me what's going on. I don't know his weekend plans. There is always a possibility that I may not be able to go up on that weekend.
To see Lois?
Yeah. But I'm not sure. I'm not going to say yes or no until he's going to call his uncle this weekend to find out what's going on. There's one thing I will not give up, and that's Rhinebeck.
Well, yeah. So.
Oh, good. He won. My son won.
Good to know. Yay.
3-1, apparently.
The notices just keep coming in.
He might be getting we can talk about this later. So thank you for watching. Have a good week. We will see you next week.
Yes, next week we are definitely recording.
We're not sure when.
Because
that's always up in the air.
And
especially
if I bring my laptop, I will make an effort to record at the beach. I usually do record at the beach. It's just, I don't know if I'm bringing it or not. I think I might have to because my kids might need it for their homework. So there's some stuff we might have to print out and everything. I can't do that off of my iPad. So
no, but
we'll see. But just
we will see you next
I'm
week.
just saying, don't expect it. And if I do it, hooray!
Bonus. Don't ever expect it from me.
She can't. The technical stuff.
I can record.
In the olden days, you just had to upload it to Blip, and they would do all the work.
It's not
when
like
Blip
that
went
now.
crazy,
Bye-byes.
and we left them. Now there has to be.
I could figure it out, but
it's
for 10 minutes. You know what? Maybe I'll record on Snapchat. There we go. 10-minute little videos. Hi, this is what I made.
Vine is like a 60-second video. Working on a knitting project. This is my new stuff. See you next week.
This is my finished project. And on that note, guys, thanks for watching us. Knit with Heart.
Bye.
See you next week.